All right, welcome back with J.J. Buquet from the Chamber of Commerce. The debate is going on. District 51, we have Joe Harrison right here and also Howard Castay, Jr. And the next question will be by Mr. Ron Brooks. Ron?
Gentlemen, term limits have been imposed by the legislature on a number of elected positions. How effective have these term limits been?
I think that in light of what we've seen, I was with that first major group that came in term limits. And as someone that has served in public office before, I thought it was time to clean house and get some new ideas in there. I think we got a better representation of the cross-reference of the people from every area of life that you can think of. We have plumbers, bus drivers. We have people that bring new ideas, fresh ideas, and the enthusiasm to the job. I wholeheartedly support it then. I most wholeheartedly support it now because I see the impact that it has had on our districts, on our legislature, on the people of our state.
Mr. Castay.
I'm all for term limits. Frankly, the president, we only allow our president to serve for 8 years, and I think that rule needs to trickle down to all facets of government. Regardless of the bad side of it is that if a lawmaker is doing a great job, we lose that person, unfortunately. But if their heart is in the job, then they're going to continue to work no matter whether they're in or out of office.
All right, very good. And I don't think we need a rebuttal on that. Pretty simple, straightforward question. All right, thank you, Mr. Brooks. Our next question will be by Mr. Philip McMahon. Once again, he is representing FLAG, the Future Leaders of America's Golf. So, Mr. McMahon, take it away.
What is the platform or platforms that you support that separates you and gives you an advantage over your opponent?
Okay, very good question, Mr. Castay.
I think that I'm for all people, whether they vote for me or not. I'm in this for you. I don't need a job. I have a job. I'm not looking for a career. My business has been hit by this moratorium. Up to about $40,000 over the past 2 years. I'm sure other businesses in this area are feeling the same pinch. Although we don't have a lot of control over the moratorium, we can make a lot of noise about it to grow awareness and attention to our area. Another problem that we need to draw attention to is flooding. I live in Morgan City near the Atchafalaya River. That's not our problem. The snow melt is not our problem. It's a collective problem that needs to be addressed on a federal level. I've seen news issues for the past 20 years. Some have been great, some have been not so great. I've also traveled in and out of all of the areas, getting in touch with people who do business and who listen to my station. I've had phone calls from people who are looking for tuition assistance. I've also had phone calls from a pastor who can't open her food bank anymore because she's run out of food. This is serious times, and I'm a serious candidate, and I've got the heart for the people to do the job.
All right, thank you, Mr. Castay. Mr. Harrison.
I'd like to believe that we look at the qualifications and the resume of the people that we elect to public office. I've said this often, especially to the young people. If you want to run for public office, then earn your stripes. I have been a volunteer in just about every civic and charitable organization I can think of. Being a coach was a big event for me and always has been and continue to be. But I think that my professional experience, my background in the finance field, the public service that I have done as an elected official, parish president, the school board, gives me the best well-rounded view of what we need in government. But it also gives me that common touch to those people that we need to know their ideas. Listening is one of the most important skills that you can acquire as an elected official because you're there for the majority of the people. We represent over 45,000 people. So you have a lot of views there, and you have to get the common views and interests of the majority and make sure that you're achieving their needs, their goals to be effective in government.
All right, Mr. Whitman. Let me jump in because I heard his question. I want to sort of elaborate. He asked for differences, okay? And you gave sort of a platform. Who do you want to lead us in the next 4 years as president? Is it President Obama? Or if not, who would you like to lead? Howard?
Well, I'm not really right now. I'm concerned about fighting for my area here in Louisiana. That's a question.
Well, I want to narrow you
I
down
haven't even
to,
thought
I
about.
want a future leader of America, 'cause y'all will be dealing as reps with those leaders in a lot of bills coming to Louisiana. So if I could narrow you down, Democrat, Republican. If it's Democrat, is it the president? If it's Republican, who would you go with?
Have not really had time to focus on it. I've been trying to focus on the issues and walk this district. I honestly have not watched a debate. I couldn't even tell you who said what or who said when. You know, it's important for me right now to fight for Louisiana. That's my concern. I can't handle Washington. I can only handle my area, District 51, as I've done the past 19 years as a radio station owner.
Okay, Joe?
I think that if you're in this job, you have to handle Washington, unfortunately. And I think it's very, very clear that the policies of the Obama administration are a true detriment to the people of this state. We do not have the permits, and they have shut us down, yet we have probably followed every safety rule, regulation, insurance, and everything they've asked to do, and we're still in a quandary as to where we're going to go, how we're going to get our economy going. If it were not for oil here, where do we go? We have to go overseas, and that's going to ruin our economy. It's going to put us in a depression as far as what we're looking at. We're looking at interest rates and other things that are down right now, but it could turn in a heartbeat. We saw the bailouts failed. We have seen many of the programs that have come out have failed. I'm looking for new leadership. I'm looking for that dynamic person who has the background. And we go to the qualifications. I'm sorry, but you know, President Obama did not have the qualifications to sit him in the job that runs the biggest corporation in the United States. We need someone who has that. We've seen a good slate of candidates. We need to research those candidates and look at them, and I'm feeling confident it's going to come. I know it will come from the Republican Party.
Okay, we'll offer a rebuttal on this. Mr. Castay, anything that Mr. Harrison said that you would disagree with?
All I can say is that I walked the Dularge area over the weekend, and I found maybe about 5 of the 20 people I talked to knew who their state representative was in their area. And first of all, if they don't know who their state representative is, that's a problem, and that's a problem that needs to be addressed. Again, Capitol Hill is not the focus of this election in District 51.
Mr. Harrison.
Well, it's unfortunate because I do go into that area quite often, and I don't know who Mr. Castay is referring to, but I can assure you of this. The majority of my district know me. I'm active in all areas, from our floods to our hurricane protection and the levees and the things that I do. I've achieved a lot of things during the 4 years that I'm there in leadership positions, and I'm very proud of it, but I'm prouder of the people of my district. They don't lay down when they have a problem or they face a disaster. They're with us on the front line doing what's necessary to get their lives back. I'm going to refrain from any personal attacks. I don't believe in negative campaigning. And I'll just tell you, I work hard. I've never missed a day in the legislature or the special session. 100% attendance. I've written more bills and legislation than anybody in the legislature today. And I think if that's not doing the job for the people of this district, I question where is that person who's going to do a better job. I'm offering that, and I still believe that I know I can do the best job for us.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. We'd like to call up Ms. Tracy Tierney once again, and she is with KWBJ TV 22 out of Morgan City. Great station in Morgan City. We work hand in hand with them on a lot of issues. So, Tracy, go ahead.
I have a two-parter, actually. Business franchise taxes. Would you repeal or modify them? If so, how would you propose offsetting that revenue loss?
Okay, and I think, Joe, you would answer that first.
Okay. I think this is an issue that was brought up earlier in discussion. Business franchise taxes, in light of what we're trying to do to get as many jobs as possible, we're fortunate, even though we're down as far as the economy within our area, our unemployment is still low. But with that tax, and I don't believe in any tax at this point in time, we're readjusting many of the monies that are being spent, as I pointed out earlier, the gaming money. But we have monies that are coming in from BP that need to be readjusted and sent to the areas that we need. Right now, we have $3 billion of exemptions on the books for industry, many of which have never been reviewed since the day they were in there, so they may still be taking exemptions when they're not deserved. So I think reassessing, I've called for more audits than anyone. Once that comes through, we can see where the money's at, readjust the money, and be able to make sure that we're spending money in the right places. New franchise taxes are not the answer to trying to solve our problems. It's good, financial, sound business planning.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. Mr. Castay.
Frankly, I'm for a flat tax across the state. I think our businesses are taxed to death, but yet the businesses are the people that are creating the jobs. Business owners in this state, particularly in our district, since that's what we're concerned about, are just crippled enough with what's going on due to the moratorium, due to a lack of sales in their business. I think a flat tax throughout Louisiana needs to be addressed.
All right. Thank you both. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Mr. J.J. Buquet will pose the next question. Then I'll have a question of my own, and we'll keep working our way around. And once we run out of time for them to answer questions, they will get a 90-second closing statement. We'll be right back. Don't go away.